Well, it's time to cancel everything and listen because it is end of the world time. Cue the fire, even though it already looks like the world is burning, but I did not start it. And I know in the comments section, people are like, end of the world in the next 30 days. So I'm going to break that down for you on the probabilities that this song doesn't just rhyme, it actually raps too. And I know Eminem wants me to rap. I'm not doing it, but there is a probability that, you know, that 1929 thing? Well, what's about to come in the next 30 days will actually give it a run for its money. Also, you want blood in the streets? You might just have it. And that actually is very contrarian. Buy when there's blood in the streets, because everyone's like, oh, it feels so bad. Hey, did you see who said it? Oh, hey, it's probably a word I shouldn't use on the YouTube. But those guys actually do puppet quite a few things. But all these things that I'm about to share with you are a overall 80-year cycle, which we're at the very end. So you have 80-year cycles, you have 20-year cycles, and you have 7-year cycles. Also, a book I would recommend, horrible reading. Well, that is if you want good dreams and not bad dreams. That's The Fourth Turning. These are just cycles that we're in. It's kind of like spring, winter, fall. Well, it's about the time that it's going to get bad. And how bad, you ask? Like 1929 bad, but I also need to preface this with I got 0 sleep last night. Why? Because I have to do this. Looks like no one else will. I know I have a chat group with all of my finance buddies on YouTube, and they're like, what is this? And then I'm like, oh, okay, I'll do the video. I'm also going to have to go back and forth in time. So don't get confused. We're going to go to 2008, 1929, the Great Panic. We're just going to go like, here it is today. That's when it was, as long as this thing, that flux capacitor, it hasn't been working on me. Man, talk about the work that goes into these videos just so that you might think about, because it's not on my side. I can't do it. So it would really help me out. Thank you. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about really quickly is that whole solar eclipse, lunar eclipse, which happened like in '08. Remember? It wasn't good. Like on the day. And if you rewind the clock back, now what's happening right now with all the planets? If you believe in that, I'm just throwing that out. You know, does it rhyme? Okay, well, it does. Could it be a pickup line at a bar? Possibly, if all the stars align. I'm just saying, gentlemen. But it is like perfectly over 80 years what happened in 1929. I don't want to go into it in detail, but just know the probabilities. Once in a lifetime event. Oh, and by the way, breaking news, Russia's stock exchange crashes. Oh, and I wonder why. Oh, that's because of war. Oh, that's that 80-year thing. Check. But bravo, we're not at war with Russia yet. I know, not yet. Putin announces partial mobilization, right? Right now, in Ukraine, war escalation says West wants to destroy Russia. Let's bring it. Okay, but that's now. Now let's go back in time. Okay, so just trust me on the whole moon, stars, Venus, and Uranus. Never trust me on Uranus. I have no interest. I'm a boob guy. Okay, so now we're going to rewind this. House rejects. Now watch these numbers. House rejects bailouts. Oh, hey, Nancy. How you doing? Dow plunges 777 points. You're going to see these sevens come up. Why was that? Remember that 2008 September 30th crash that happened? Oh, hey, right on target. So yes, it did. It lost 7%, 777. Also, you want to know what Jewish holiday? That would be Rosh Hashanah. What's sad is I took Greek and Hebrew at the university, and I just screwed that word up. But in case you wanted to know, it is the Jewish New Year, and it's starting right about now. Just in case you wanted to know when it was, Rosh Hashanah, in that '08 crash, that was from Monday, September 29th to October the 1st. Just in case you wanted to know when it's happening this week, that would be from September 25th to the 27th. And also, you know how I was telling you about the 7-year, every 7 years, something sells off really bad? I even wrote it down. Because I'm kind of stupid. I'm like, okay, subtract 7, go back, another 7. So here we go. We have, also, it's because of the, you know, your money system that you use. It's debt. That's not a good word. You don't want to use debt as money. It's actually kind of evil. You probably want to use something like this, like gold and silver. But hey, whatever, it is in the Constitution. So we have we could start 1973. That was a good year. I was running around as a toddler. Bear market, 7 years later. The 1980 bear market, I remember that. 1987, graduating high school, stock market crash, another 7 years. 1994, we had a housing market crash, recession. 2001, market crash. 2008, 7 years. Crash, let's see, 2015, crash, and then let's see, what's after 2015? Oh, hey, that's now, 2022, September, October, let's do this. Also, these 7-year things, they crashed really fast. Like, how about 9% in 5 minutes? Woo! How about that for a flash crash? The 2 biggest flash crashes of 2015. Can you imagine that? Just a couple, hey, whoa! Whoa, is this Bitcoin? Actually, a stock that went to 0 right here. Oh, it's 272 now. That's a long way to go. Also, if you're wondering why the pain and judgment on us? Well, you're using the wrong weights and measures. And it's kind of an evil system, right? Making debt money. And if you're confused on that, you walk into a bank, they have nothing. They write you a check for $1 million. Poof, right out of thin air. No, but the bank has money. They have to. No, they don't. They just write a check right out of thin air. It's an asset on their balance sheet. Look, they just made $1 million. And they hand you that check. You take that check, you go deposit in your Bank of America or wherever you decide to bank, and poof, another $1 million. This evil system will make the rich really rich and the poor, well, really poor. And you will not have a middle class. Well, until it ends, which it will. Mathematically, it will end. And it won't just be blood in the streets. Nope. You're going to want to buy a very big rock and hide under it. But also, while all of these elites, and this is all by design, they are making. We've just had the biggest transfer of wealth, and guess what? There's going to be another one. And I think we still have time. I mean, you have time to make a lot of money on the way down. Then there will be on the way down. And then there will be the huge blow off top. I've been saying this for a while, that's how I think this will end. You got the dollar, juggernaut, wipe out the world, the rich, you, hopefully you're understanding how to trade this. You're like, okay, collect the digits. Make sure those digits, you turn them into assets, right? And you can go away from the powers that be. And if you're like, okay, but then what? I mean, I think this is it. No. Heck, the Fed, you see what they just did 2 years ago? Hey, let's buy bonds. Let's set up trading desk. That's like stocks. It's actually bigger. The bond market, 3 times bigger than the stock market. And the Fed's just like, you know what? Let's create Chuck E. Cheese tokens and buy bonds. Okay. Just to let you know, that's against the law. Unconstitutional. They can't do that. Yes, they did it. So the people that are like, yeah, well, you know, I know my macro friends. They're not allowed to do that. Okay. Are you sure? Witnessed them doing it. It's kind of like, no, Bitcoin, right? It's going to $1 billion. I'm like, I watched it go to 3,700. So take whatever digits you have and buy things that you can go away and be left alone. But they're coming for you. So I'm trying to teach you how to be a bankster just without being evil and a narcissist and a psychopath, helping you make money on the way down. And then I'll show you where the bottom is. And then you can click clickety buttons and go, okay. And the Jamie Dimons of the world, in this crash, they're going to make so much money. And at the bottom, and then on the way top, oh my gosh. Okay, so now back to war. Here we go. It's like we're going back and forth. Now we're today, war. It hasn't happened yet, but we're in it. Putin announces partial mobilization. Hey, look. Says West wants to destroy Russia, so we're going to destroy Russia, or we're going to destroy the West first. And that's every 80 years. I have it written down because it starts in 1776. 80-year cycle. Here we go. So we got Civil War. So we have 1776, Civil War, April 12th, 1861 to 65. 80 years later, World War II. And then September 1939 to 1945. 80 years after that, here we are, 2025. Welcome to war. Also, this just in a few seconds ago, here it is. Putin's nuclear threat. Oh, that's when the war is over. Threat to the West. And he's not bluffing. Why would he? He's not. Just like you all thought, oh, he's bluffing. He's not going to go in there. Ukraine, no, he's just bluffing. Oh, really? How'd the bluff turn out? Vladimir warns Ukraine's allies he will use weapons of destruction. And not the ones that, when I served in the military, that I'm like, oh, are they over here? You got some over there? No, But I did protect the petrodollar. Announces mobilization of another 300,000 troops and declares, here, I'll highlight it for you. I am not bluffing. Just to let you know, our military now was not the military that I served in whatsoever. We as a nation, and the longer that we are a nation, sipping our little Starbucks, right? Everything, our I don't even know because I don't drink Starbucks. Venti, latte, the Celsius. That's my energy. Sorry, it does have caffeine. The United States is a weak nation right now, and it's getting weaker. But it will change because over 80 years, it always does, and it always ends in war. Weak men. What's a man? I don't know. I can't determine. Weak men create hard times. So you haven't felt the hard times yet. Good times, you have the good times right now. Create weak men. That's currently what you're seeing. Strong men create good times. Hard times create strong men, and the cycle continues. But you haven't seen the hard times yet. You will. And stop looking at the stock market going, well, the market's up today, so I guess everything's good. No, it's not. It's not at all. This is actually for very few people like me or you that learn how to make your numbers go up to buy the things that you want and have things called not jobs. Nope. You understand. You start businesses, I guess, selling this. Or selling something like this and just putting water in a can and putting a sticker on it. That's what I do, right? Oh, it's so hard. Well, I mean, it's hard at first. Actually, this one of my students in my course, love it when you guys actually do it, is making almost $8,000 every single month, and he's launching another product. He says he wants to beat my student, Jake. That was one of my high school students that I said, hey, make cheap stuff from China and sell it to America. I think he walked away with, I don't know, 100 million every day, whether I'm teaching high school, college, or you guys. It's the same rinse and repeat. Sell plastic things. I mean, unless you can make money. But currently, the U.S. has the printing press on that one, so you got to scrap that. But every day, you just come over here. Well, first start businesses, and then with the money, all the money you make, the paper trading, because that's all we do on this channel is paper trade. You take that and you trade it. Oh, and my apologies for the market currently selling off. What, Jerome come out with the big 1 inch today? I mean, I did tell my wife I could do a lot with 1 inch. She says, no, you can't. So I say, let's do it twice. I'll give you 2 inches. Biden says inflation was just, it went up an inch. I can't even make, come on. Can you even, I can't make this stuff up. These are not strong men. And these politicians, I don't care what side of the bird you are on, the right wing, left wing, they will do anything for power and say anything. I can't believe, he has almost a 45% approval rating. Half of the country is like, yup, he's doing great. Oh, also, guess he solved that. It's over. It is over. Masks off. Just do as the president, whatever. No, keep him on at all times. And then I'm not subscribing, but he did say, right? Where is it? Kind of tough. It goes into the zero. He's double down on how inflation is. I can't get my finger over there, but he said zero. And just in case you wanted to know, breaking news. Fed delivers third. I got that. 12 out of 12. Got it. Third straight. It's 75 points. They should have went one. Here it is. If you want to, you would have saw this. This would have been all red. Look at that 2-year yield above 4.1. My golly, boy, Jerome. See that? See his little orange line? It makes him look like he's in control with the Fed funds rate because that's what banks lend with. Like, come on. Okay, fine. If that's what you want to believe, Fed go burr. See that orange line? Needs to go all the way up there and touch that blue line. That's when the Fed pivots. Because then they can look like they're in control. But During that time, what are you doing? You are swing trading this all the way to the bank. And right now, you're currently swing trading the dollar. I turned on my little bot. There's so many things you can do in my course. I give you, you can turn on all the buys, when to sell, but I've explained it. Also, warning Will Robinson. I told you my prices are going up. Please take advantage of it. Come on, $197. How much were my university classes? Were like $5,000 or $10,000 a piece. And you get all of my course, 3 payments. That's unbelievable. I mean, how much would 3 courses cost you at USC or UCLA? I actually went to UCLA, took a few classes there. I think the university that I taught at was about $5,000 a unit. It's just crazy. I mean, imagine how far off you would be right now if you'd started your business, okay, making $7, $8, $10, whatever, $1,000 doing that. You're trading equities. Oh, but wait, I got Thursday night football coming up. My Steelers are playing. But guys, right now is your time. You're preparing, right? I'm not talking about buying cans of tuna. I'm talking about life-changing wealth so you can get the heck out of Dodge. Because when this thing really goes, maybe like in 10 years, let's say in 10 years, like people will be throwing their silver in the streets. It will be that bad. I just think one more pump. Also, you guys, I rarely, the only 2 cryptos I ever talk about is Bitcoin and Ethereum. Just in case you wanted to know, this is also in my course, my CSU, Crypto Stocks University. That's you can't swing trade crypto. Ethereum, it's going in that. It will. Turn on this one here. See, I left it up over here. Type in bull market support band on the weekly. Okay, it needs to be on the weekly. That's that cute one. It's the 21 right here. It's the EMA 21 right there. It's underneath it. See that? The yellow? When it's in a bull market, it stays above it. When it's in a bear market, it drops below. You are continuing heading lower until it gets above. That would be your confirmation. And I also rarely make trades on this channel because I have to keep going back to them. Everyone's like, how's your Apple trade? I closed it, right? I shorted it from the top, called it. I 100%. And I think on Ethereum, I was making trades at 400 and then I closed it. And then some more trades at the dip here, the double bottom, and I closed it at 42. I think 4,200 was my last time I was in a trade on Ethereum. And you said I was crazy because it was going higher and it did go higher. You won. Okay. Well, it went higher. And that's okay. I'm not oh, really? Thanks. At the end, I'm not a narcissist. I don't need all time. All right, just give me that double stoof right in that middle. That's all I want to do. So I can buy the cool stuff that I want to buy. I can bug out and no one's going to get me. But also, sorry the video went long. Do I get sleep now? Oh my gosh, I'm dying. Thank you guys for everything. I love you. Stay free, and I'll see you tomorrow.